we're just gonna jump right into it. Right now, we will go to the mass count. What you got going on with the mass count?
595, bro.
Mm-hmm.
595, almost at 600. I
595.
wanted to pull this up and
I
I could
think the
do
last
flat.
one, we reported on it was like what 548 or something like that. I believe it was. I'm pretty sure it was
Five,
around that.
five, something like that. But like,
Yeah,
the numbers are going to jump up every
it's
day.
just gonna
But
keep going. Yeah.
what was really wild this time though, there was this other big one that happened.
Mm-hmm.
This was in Maine. You seen this one, right?
I think I vaguely saw that. Yeah, I vaguely saw that. I was just like, bro, this.
Man, this joint happened in Maine. Homeboy, he okay, so I have to kind of like correct the record a little bit of something that I said in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not redacting all that what I said, but what I'm correcting here is being a little bit more nuanced in that, I was really harping about how we blame mental health, like on the mass, the mass media stuff. We blame
Yeah,
mental
people
health.
always using mental health. Yeah.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
when there's a mass shooter, like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? Just because somebody has mental health issues doesn't make them a mass shooter. Stop doing that, whatever, right
Mm-hmm.
now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, because and that's true. The stigma of mental health doesn't automatically make you violent. You know what I mean? It's manifested in a bunch of different ways.
Yep.
But that's not to say that one of the ways somebody with some mental health issues will lash out can be a mass shooting. So I'm not absolving everybody that has mental health issues,
Yeah,
because
it's
that
not
there,
it's not a defined path. It's just one of the
yes,
indicators.
that's what I'm saying. One year. So that's all I'm saying there
Okay.
is, but we can't do the reverse though, where
We can't
automatically
conclude that's the case.
assign mental
Right.
health because of a mass shooting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So you say, hey, it's all mental health. That's when you freaking
Yeah.
you pick paint with a broad brush.
That's how that's how things get convoluted, right? Which
I
we
had to
see
clear it
all.
up.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean that's a good clarification because this happens quite a bit even politically, right? Where one side would say one thing and the other side would say the opposite thing because they're just being petty. But
Mm-hmm.
like the nuanced message and what's being addressed is not what's actually being highlighted. So like in this particular case, like you're mentioning, it's like it's not always mental health, but mental health, a person's mental health condition, having having issues there is one of the common things that we've seen in a lot of cases. It's not
And
sure
matter of
why,
fact,
but it's
matter of
one of the
fact,
things.
when we do our insider threat training,
Yes,
that's one of the things. You know what I mean? Has this person been acting
that's
erratic? You
true.
know,
That's
kind of thing.
true.
Yep.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about that you just mentioned, the insider trading, the insider threat thing. You hear things about like social engineering, right?
Yep.
You hear about that as well, and it's really and a
There's
lot
a
of
lot of
things that
mass delusion
a lot
going
of
on
massive,
these
yeah.
days.
Not only that, but then you have things where people go through things, right? Which kind of will
Yep.
encourage them to like, hey, I'm going through these financial problems or these gambling debts and all these
And
things,
then
and it
start
kind of
spiraling.
start spiraling. They start getting desperate. People people do wild things when they're
Do
desperate,
wild
right?
things.
So
So the reason I'm making the correction is because turns out this guy legit had, I'm talking about schizophrenia. This
so
dude
he
had
had
all
all those
kinds of,
joints. Yeah.
he had all those when he was legit. And like, and it was not even speculation. His Army Reserve unit, like,
Oh, had records
checked
about
him
this
in,
particular.
had checked him
Oh,
in,
okay.
had checked him because they would, he had during some training, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He was um randomly going up to me like, stop calling me a pedophile. They're like, bro, nobody said anything to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nobody calls you pedophile. Nobody's talking. You calling me pedophile behind my back? Like, no, nobody's doing that. Like, we're not even like, what are you talking about? And so they reported him to their chain of command. They're
Mm-hmm.
like, yo, this was weird. This guy's weird. What was that? You know what I mean? Like,
That's also why because he was also again. I think I mentioned this. So he was under the Baker Act, right? Is that correct? I
yeah,
believe that was
they
that's why he was
committed.
under the Baker.
I
Yeah.
don't think it was Baker Act that got. I don't know about the Baker Act part, but
Mm.
his commissioning, his commissioned officer,
Yeah.
like,
CO. Yeah.
instituted him.
Mm.
They instituted him. I
Oh.
think for like something like 2 weeks, they
Yeah.
got him instituted.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And this dude was like one of the best shooters. Apparently, he was a freaking shooting instructor. Right.
What? I don't want to make a joke about this, but why are they always the best shooters, bro?
Well,
why?
okay, so how
Why
about
are the
this?
guys who have the
How about
wildest?
this?
This is
How
kind of
about
crazy,
this?
bro.
Okay, so maybe now we're talking about
Like,
we're
because
talking about the difference between causation and correlation.
because this is the thing, right? Because and I'm just gonna make it a little bit, just kind of make it, trying to lighten it up a little bit. But it's also kind of like, why is Daredevil so active? Like so accurate. Why is he so accurate? Right? This guy is blind, but like, okay, he uses sonar and all this stuff. Okay, we understand that, but like, like,
But it's this is the counter. This is the
Yeah.
this is the part of the where it's like not the chicken or the egg thing. But you know how I was saying, like, I went to the causation or correlation between mental health and a mass shooter. If somebody likes guns a lot to go to pool with their
that's
the firearms instructor, they like guns so much.
Yeah.
So these people that collect all these guns, you need 100 of them.
Yeah.
You're very, very much into guns. Maybe that's the correlation we should be looking into. Somebody stockpiling a bunch of guns. Somebody that's that into guns.
Okay, so this is interesting because I know quite a few guys who were like into just collecting it because the way that they viewed it was kind of like how I collected sneakers, right? Or how like somebody else collected.
And I will go on
cars.
to say that there is some underlying mental health issue there. As minimal as
with collecting stuff in general or collecting guns.
Collecting is hoarding. It's giving hoarding.
Oh
it's giving,
my gosh! Here we go. Okay, all right.
It's giving some like hierarchical thing where it's like trying to one up other people kind of thing, because you're hyper focused on this hidden competition that's not real. I mean, that's some low level stuff. So, I'm just I might be reaching. So but I'm saying it can be along that spectrum.
So are you saying people who enjoy collectibles are weirdos?
Jay Leno. I'm not saying they're weirdos. No. Well, we gotta go there. I'm not going.
I see that you caught that. That's good. You passed that test.
I disagree with that premise, sir. I disagree with that premise. Like, we gotta go all the way there with it. I'm
just letting our viewers know, like, hey, Darwin thinks that guys who collect stuff are weirdos.
Monsieur. Oh.
Okay.
Blah blah blah.
All right.
Anyways, that dude clearly had mental health issues. Yeah. Everybody knew it. Yeah. He was able to still buy his weapon legally. There was one time
that's
he applied for some joint, and they said on the form it said, "Hey, have you ever been committed?" And he said yes. And the shopkeeper was like, "Okay, I can't sell you the silencer." He wanted to buy a silencer for something.
Hey,
and
yo.
The shopkeeper's like, "Yo, I can't." Why?
Yo,
because a nigga need a silencer. Why does a civilian need a silencer?
Bro, how is that not like an immediate bro? Come on, bro.
Why is that even available?
Yeah. You can actually you can legally buy a silencer. Yeah.
Why does any civilian need a silencer? Okay.
And I'll be real. The only reason I know that you're legally able to buy it is because I was like, I wonder if this is legal. Because I looked into it myself because I was just curious.
I've been to that it was legal. But what?
Yeah, but I did think it was strange though that it was legal. I'm like, silencer.
Think about this. Law enforcement don't got silencers on their shit.
Right.
And they got the backing of the whole fucking Constitution.
Yeah.
And I'm like, use silencers.
Yeah, and I'm like, the only people that I know that I can see like who would obviously need it would be like maybe SWAT team or obviously special ops, spec ops. They use it when they're doing breaches in different places all over the world or whatever. But
yes,
when they're doing like actual black ops missions, right?
Now,
but like,
so I already see this in the comment. This is gonna happen. So they always talking about hunting hogs in they land, right? And so if your weapon is too loud,
that's okay. All right.
You're gonna you might get the shot and kill the one hog, but your weapon is so loud that it scatters all the rest of these the hogs, and now you gotta go hunt them down again. When they were already like in a little thing, you could like take out at least 4 or 5 before the rest of them are awares. Although it still makes a sound. Silencers ain't like the movies.
Yeah. But they They do
They do
dramatically
they do
reduce it though.
dramatically
It,
reduce
it is distinguishable for sure.
especially the echo that could potentially happen that
Yes.
again scares the board.
Yep.
But this dude did not make no such claim. He
Mhm.
was just like, hey, you trying to buy a silencer? He said, yes, I had mental health issues. He did not lie.
Mhm.
And the shopkeeper was like, no, I can't sell you that. He then go on to buy other guns through some, other legal means. And they sold them to him because just certain things don't come up or certain things aren't qualified or whatever. But and who knows which guns, because he had a collection of guns. So who knows which gun he used for the thing. So he could have been a gun that he had before he was even Baker acted. Anyways, he killed a lot of folks. He went to multiple locations and killed people. I think a total of 19.
Terrible. 19 people, man.
It might have been 19 somewhere in Maine.
One person doing that is just
one person doing all that work. And there was one story
so crazy.
which I'm gonna put in the repertoire for myself to know. Is that if I get caught bowling, because I like bowling. And one of the kids. So remember my thing. They say run, hide, fight. That's what they say.
Yep.
And me personally, my message I've been putting out there. And this is a callback from season 1. To give y'all back. And I'm like, fight, like run, fight with the asterisk, run, and then maybe hide if that's your last option. And by that, so fight is like there's 19 people there, right? That died from that. If you see a mass shooter somewhere, if you're not immediately next to the exit, this is the asterisk. Yeah. If you're not immediately next to the exit, and mind you, now you're talking about you and your loved one, because there's a lot of people that won't make that decision to be like, I'm just gonna leave because I'm immediately, but my child is still in harm's way, so you're gonna like
most people are gonna go,
go to the child. So this is why the first thing is everybody jumped that guy's got a gun, and everybody jumped that mother. And I will be honest, 2 or 3
somebody's gonna take it now. Absolutely. People, there's gonna be some else. Like that's just, but it's limiting it's limiting the casualty loss for sure. Yeah.
Because on one end, you're guaranteed to die. Guaranteed.
But I ain't gonna lie, man. And this is like what I said in season 1. I ain't got that kind of faith in humanity.
To think that
like
everybody get them, and like one person
folks, they be getting up out of there. They really that's their initial reaction.
A lot of them be trying to get up out of there and don't make it out of there.
That's true. They
don't make it out of there.
That's true.
One kid made it out of there, and this is what I'm putting in my memory hole for where he did. Well, I mean, there's several people got out of there, but there's one particular kid that I want to identify. His ass ran up the bowling lane towards the pins and dove into where the pins area. He hid there. I would have thought, but them lanes be slick as fuck though, man.
They do be mad slick. So I'm wondering like how he ran it. I'm like, did he run down the gutter or?
Oh, he could have ran down the gutter, or if you're on the far ends, those things are walk past.
Yes,
because they got the people that work there like got to be able to go behind the pin thing. This dude went. It sounded like he said he ran into the pins and just dove to the back of that joint. To the back of that joint. But that's the mass count right now. Like I said, we're at 595. And of course, that one only counts for the one shooting. It doesn't count victims.
Yeah, it's not it's just that one shooting. Yeah,
that one shooting.
So now imagine how many people actually.
Oh, you like that? You like that, didn't you? Well, for more clips, click here.
Absolutely, and for the full show, click here.
I can't even see your hand.
Oh crap.